I'm here with Derek Ilich and Tony from End Zone Sports. I'd like to take this time to introduce both of them. If they both want to introduce themselves very briefly, I'll go ahead and pass the floor over to Derek. Derek?
Yeah, hi, Derek Ilich. I franchise broker with the FBA. I am in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Currently, I'm a franchisee with two businesses here, so I love the franchise model. I think it's a great system for anyone that wants to go into business for themselves, and I wholeheartedly believe it's a great system, which led me to branching out into brokering services so I could pass on my knowledge, experience, and expertise to those that want to follow that same path.
All right, excellent, Derek. And Tony?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Tony Westbrook. I'm the CEO of End Zone Sports. We've been a national youth sports franchise for 12 years, been in operation for over 15 years. Started out here in the Tampa, Florida market and have expanded into over 45 markets and cities throughout the U.S. So really excited about what we've been able to do, the families and children we've been able to reach, and looking to expand and grow our presence, and off to a great start with FBA. We've been with you guys for I think a total of 4 months now, and came across Derek, presented a client who was extremely passionate about sports, fit right in, molded and melded into our culture pretty easily. So we're excited to get him turned up and outside of the Boston, Massachusetts area here very soon.
All right, Derek. So before you became an FBA broker, what were you looking for out of this career opportunity?
Yeah, so before becoming a broker, like I mentioned earlier, I've been a franchisee myself for the last 10 years. I have a staffing company and a retail business here in Michigan. And I was really looking to expand my knowledge and experience as a franchisee to help others along that path, because I was constantly getting questions from friends and family and other people in my network about how I landed into this, how did I end up owning these businesses, and why. And the more of those questions grew, the more it kind of settled into like, hey, you know what? I want to help people find the right path, just like I did. And that's what led me to the FBA. FBA has a strong reputation, and they represent a lot of great brands, and the training was phenomenal, and I'm just excited to be a part of it and be able to offer my knowledge and my coaching and my guidance to those that want to be their own boss.
Derek, I truly appreciate your transparency and your response there. My second question for you is, was there anything about becoming a broker that you were unsure about in the beginning? And was there anything that FBA did that eventually provided a solution that made you feel comfortable moving forward?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest challenge in the beginning was finding the right team to join as a broker. I met with a lot of other brokerage firms and associations, and it really boiled down to the support, the training, and the network that came along with it. And I feel like I got all three of those with the FBA. The whole team at the FBA headquarters has been phenomenal from the first day, from getting me introduced to who they were, getting me set up for training, setting up my business, taking me through training, and even providing me ongoing support as I navigate the world of brokering. Once I ran into the FBA, it was an easy answer.
Thank you so much for that response, Derek. Question number 3. After launching your broker business, were there any challenges you faced? And with that, did you lean on FBA and the withdrawals program in any way to help you through those?
Yeah, of course. Just like with any new business venture you get into, there's a lot of uncertainty, right? So for me, the biggest challenge was the time management aspect of it, like how to balance the phone calls with clients and to navigate that conversation from start to finish. I reached out to the FBA. I got a lot of support from Amanda Vargas, from Sabrina, some fellow brokers that have been with the FBA for a while now to provide some coaching. And they just helped me kind of, streamline my process much better, where now it's, not so much gray. And I really, wake up every day knowing what needs to be done. They give you all the tools to stay organized and have all the right information that you can provide to your clients.
So gentlemen, question number 4, what did the win feel like? And along the process, was there an aha moment for you as a broker and for you as a Zor?
Yeah, so the win, without question, was amazing, right? Not just from a broker's standpoint of, hey, I closed the deal, that's all great, but from the impact we made in Alex's life. So for me, I knew Alex was going to be great because he continued to stay engaged with me every step of the way. He would go out of his way to schedule additional calls rather than just the ones that we pre-scheduled. And, he would call my cell phone throughout the day. He would send me text messages with questions. And that just showed me he was fully engrossed in the entire concept and the entire process. I mean, in this business, you get a lot of what we call tire kickers, people that are just kind of casually browsing, franchising, but aren't really serious about it. And you can tell right away if someone's going to be serious or not. And from Alex's standpoint, I knew he was serious from the first conversation I had. And it became more evident every time we spoke that he was more engaged and wanted to know more and was ready. And like I said, oftentimes he would schedule a call prior to me even getting to my calendar. So that just showed me that he was ready to move forward.
Yeah, and I'll just say on our end here at End Zone Sports, from the very first call we had with Alex, there was a certain enthusiasm that's there. There's certain words we look for. This isn't the type of business that is not community-based, not overly excited. This is extremely exciting. Tons of passion goes into this in order for people to be successful. So early in this process, those are things we look for. And we take the temperature of people along the way. And I think our discovery process is one that allows a lot of leeway to the prospect to be able to, if they're not feeling it and if it's not the right fit for them, then we're not pushing back. We're not trying to sell this to them necessarily. And I think with Alex and Derek helping him and kind of his confidant, you could see his energy level picking up from week to week in the process. And it just made it very, very easy, very seamless in transition. I will say we register this as kind of a partial win. The full win doesn't take place until we have an actualized successful franchise on our side. So the fact that we have him on our team, we're thrilled about. We're very thankful to Derek bringing him to us. We still have a lot of work to do, and we have some great things ahead for Alex before we claim an actual win here. So we're excited to get him on board, and job one is done to get him on our team. Job two and there forward is making sure we ensure his success and that Derek can look back and say, hey, made a good choice turning this particular candidate over to End Zone Sports, making sure he's getting everything he wants and more out of the business.
That was extraordinary. Derek, I have one more question for you. What would you communicate to your fellow brokers who are currently having some trouble or finding it challenging to close deals?
Well, number one, don't give up. It takes time. You're not selling retail, so it's a very big decision for people to make. So you have to be patient and you have to communicate clearly with your clients. But on the other side, don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Lean on your other brokers, lean on the FBA, set up those coaching calls. The more knowledge, the better. But at the end of the day, it takes time, and you need to be patient and have faith in the system, follow the system, and it'll all work out. I'm living proof of that.
Derek, so you've been with the FBA for a year. End Zone, Tony, you've been here with us, a part of the association, for a few months. You guys met in the middle with this client, and it seems like you guys are very happy with the results. Derek, how is it working with End Zone? And I'll flip the question to you, Tony. How is it working with Derek? And if you could elaborate on how that all kind of came together, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll start. Tony and his team were exceptional. There's no other words to describe it. Honestly, they were responsive, patient. Shane was extremely professional, and they responded right away. Tony and I had each other's cell phone numbers, so we communicated regularly, and anytime I had a question, I could reach out to him and he responded immediately. So the experience was great, and even from my client's perspective, they gave him white glove service. He was really impressed with the process. They were forthcoming with all the information, and they moved it along very smoothly. So highly recommending End Zone Sports to a client that might share the same passions for sports. Phenomenal brand, phenomenal team. I think Alex is in great hands.
And I would say thank you for the kind words there. I'll say our experience in working with different brokerages goes back many, many years. We've been a part of some others that are maybe larger brokerages, and just didn't have the same feel that we've had coming on with FBA. It's been fantastic in the last 3.5 months that we've been with you guys. Really excited working with Derek. Just a little, I guess, tutorial for maybe people that are new as brokers. Derek would be somebody that you want to kind of emulate. You know, whenever he does present us with a client, it's because he's done some vetting and he's put some thought into, hey, this could be a really good fit. You know, a lot of franchises out there are going to do a really good job in helping try to move that along and advance that. If we feel like this is the right client for us and the prospective franchise owner feels that it's a good fit, there will be a marriage there and we'll have hopefully a great relationship. But the fact that Derek brought us such a great client made it that much easier. Again, we don't do much of any selling here at End Zone Sports. It's got to be a good fit for the client too. If we don't feel that, we're in full communication with the broker, letting you guys know, hey, just not feeling it. I don't think he or she is feeling it. And it's better to figure that out early in the process. But you know, Derek was on top of things. He and I and our team were in constant communication. I think that's really important because if you have the trust in the broker and the broker has the trust in you, prospect's best interest in mind, I think that helps that relationship. And like I said, we're not looking to just jam people in this franchise. It doesn't do us any good. Gives us a quick sale, but at the end of the day, well, we've got to put in our FDD every year the people that leave our system. So we're going to pay the piper if we don't bring the right folks in if it's not a good fit. So Derek was outstanding in the prep work that he did in bringing him to us. You know, I could tell from day one that Derek had Alex, his client's best interest in mind, and that he was looking for the right fit for him. It just, in this particular case, it worked very, very well. His client had a ton of interest and it just progressed very quickly. And I think it's important too to mention, you know, we don't have a lot out there in terms of verbiage. I think you'll see more and more of that. We're a great fit for that individual that's looking for maybe a part-time business to start out with, kind of a side gig, if they will, to grow while they're still fully employed. We've always said take the risk out of starting a business. You don't have to just step away from full-time employment. So we're a low-cost franchise, and it's been nothing but a pleasure working with Derek. And if this is any indication of what the rest of the FBA network is like, we're pumped up, and we'll be at your conference in December. We're coming.
Thanks for the kind words, Tony. Appreciate it. Look forward to shaking your hand in person in Florida in a couple months.
Absolutely. Maybe having a beer.
Absolutely.
Guys, I appreciate your authenticity today. This is just an indication of good brokers working with good franchises and us meeting in the middle. So I truly appreciate your guys' time today, and we hope that there are many, many more deals to come.